how do we train our guys? All of our guys get trained regardless of the position that they hold. So the estimator on the phone, he has a training period where he's going through the program that we created that's going to then in turn walk you through the process to get the estimate. The guys on the truck, they never step foot on the truck without having training. They get a few hours of video training from the AMSA association. It's the American Moving and Storage Association. They have a video course that they put out. We found that it's not encompassing enough of the knowledge that we want our guys to have before they hit on the truck. So we do a few, I would say another 4 hours or so of training that we have specifically created for them. We actually put them in our warehouse. We teach them some of the basics of wrapping, of moving larger items in tight positions. So by the time that they get on a move, they have some basic understanding of what to do. I would say our training program, anybody can learn how to move, but do you want to spend hundreds or thousands of moves making those mistakes to learn what not to do? Well, our training program cuts off almost all of them. We address all of them that we can think of. It's a lot of information, so there's always some holes, but as a whole, I would say, it's dictated in a way where our guys retain almost all the information. There's a small fraction of, oh yeah, I forgot about that, which is inevitable in any training program. And then, we have a team leader training course, because there's really two levels of what our guys are on the trucks, just a guy on the truck and then a team leader. Now, a team leader, it can take years to attain the position of team leader, and they go through a rigorous in-house training seminar as well that we created in-house in order to tell them about the pitfalls that can happen, and so they can avoid those pitfalls and not have to learn them on our customers' expense. Now, it's always amazing to me. Somebody could have worked here for a substantial amount of time on the truck. They could have been involved with numerous amounts of moves. And when it comes to them training or team leading, we always put them obviously on the smallest moves possible when they start that team leading process. We're not going to put them on a huge move with all these complicated, aspects to it and say, all right, go ahead and start team leading. And inevitably, there's issues that arise. Before we send out anybody on their first team leading day, the one piece of advice that we drill home to them, this is after they've been on the trucks, after they've been trained on truck training, after they've been trained on team leader training, we say, the first sight that you think something might be going wrong, call us in the office and we're gonna discuss it with you. And the reason is because it is astonishing how a little problem snowballs into this massive issue. So many other things then get rolled into the whole scenario that you're dealing with. Now you're dealing with this, and now you're dealing with that. So cutting it off right at the beginning is the most important thing. And what's really interesting is that, like I said, these guys can have years of experience on the trucks before they step into the team leading role. Inevitably they come back and they say, wow, I had no idea how difficult that was. They're on these moves every day, and they just, don't realize how much foresight a team leader is going through in their daily process. It's funny. I have a 9-year-old boy, and we were driving to soccer practice, and we get there. It was like a 15-minute drive, and his shoes weren't on. And I was like, I wanted to scream at him, like, are you kidding me? How are we going to wait in the car to get your cleats on and do all that? And, instead what I did was I said, there's this thing called foresight. And, you think about what's going to happen in the future, and you make decisions of what you're going to do now based upon what you think is going to happen in the future. So, you think you're going to be at your soccer game, you're going to have to put your cleats on. If you're sitting in the car, you should put your soccer cleats on. And he's actually really kind of taken to that, because a couple weeks later, we went to another soccer practice, and he forgot to put his cleats on, and he goes, Daddy, I didn't use my foresight. So I was like, wow, this is, it doesn't matter, obviously, if he's doing it. He's conscious of it. He's aware of it. He's working on it. And it was great. Well, that same thing happens with all humans at every point in everything they're trying to do in life. And it happens with our team leaders. Our team leaders, ultimately what they're doing most is they're using their foresight to say, I have this ton of experience in the moving world to be able to see, this can happen in the future. So I'm going to do this now to make sure that doesn't happen. And they're going to, it could be in opposition of what a customer wants. Sometimes a customer will be like, hey, I want you to do this. And they say, I'm sorry, because of liability reasons, we don't do that. Or we'll do it, but we ask that you sign a waiver. There could be a million things that it plays, but it plays every move, and it plays many times throughout a move. It is shocking how often a team leader has to make calls in the heat of the moment in order to make sure that everything continues smoothly. For various reasons, a move can be difficult, and our goal is to have our customers never know that anything hard was happening. Like, we bear the brunt of that. That's our job. We're delivering the level of customer service where they can sit back and not have to stress about the things that we're stressing about, and that happens every day on our move.